Assuming you watched the NBA last season and you saw how bad the Lakers were last year, with all the expectations that came into that season, we saw shots hitting the side of the backboard, deleted tweets, lots of injuries, and the Lakers getting embarrassed nightly that entire season. If they even expect to compete and at most contend this year, they'll have to rely heavy on one player. No, not THT, Anthony Davis. Over the past 2 years, the discourse surrounding Anthony Davis has done a complete 180 when we once believed that this guy, after winning the championship in 2020, could be a top 5 power forward in the NBA one day. And now, most people don't even believe he's a top 5 big man in the game right now. We need to take a deep look into why AD is the Lakers' X factor going into this upcoming season, and the most important player that they'll have to bank on if they expect to compete in the West this year. Like and subscribe, let's get right into it. Now, last year, if you follow me on TikTok and Twitter, then you know that I predicted accurately that the Lakers were going to be a play-in team if Anthony Davis didn't have an MVP caliber season. AD gotta have a crazy season. Like he's gotta have a crazy season, bro. I'm talking MVP DPOY season. There's just no way the Lakers go anywhere this season. If that man falls and breaks or hurts himself or is out for like an extended period of time.
That was a bad landing. As the gurney comes out for Anthony Davis.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And last year, let's just say he didn't play up to par. Not to mention that Anthony Davis would miss half the season last year due to many injuries that affected the rotations of the Lakers, a team that was already lacking youth and athleticism. And not having AD, who could have helped them on defensive assignments, led to the Lakers having one of the worst defenses in the associations. Anthony Davis is easily, when healthy, one of the best defenders the NBA has ever seen. As a rim protector and shot deteriorator, I think that's a word, and high-Q perimeter defender, AD has all of the tools to make an immediate impact for the Lakers next year. I think we may have gone too far with the AD slander because Anthony Davis is still a player in the NBA that many coaches set their offenses to limit his defensive impact. In 2020, when the Lakers won the NBA championship, AD was phenomenal when it came to impacting shots and being a solid backline of defense for the Lakers in that year and in the playoffs in the bubble. And now, with the younger and much more athletic players the Lakers have on their team, AD should have adequate bodies around him to aid him on defense. Now, I'm not saying the Lakers have retooled their roster similar to the 2020 championship team, because that team is miles better than the current roster. But I think there are some positives to take away from what the Los Angeles Lakers have done right now. With that being said, I expect AD to remind people as he's regarded as one of the few unicorns the NBA has on defense. But as we all know, especially to the hezzy tween pull-up community, there's two sides to the ball, and offense is also very important. With Anthony Davis's versatility, he can be utilized in multiple ways on offense because of his skill set. He can put the ball on the floor, he can also post up when necessary, and he can also stretch the floor at times. Now, if you compare the last 2 seasons to AD's first season in LA, you can clearly see that his efficiency and overall production on offense has definitely dipped. What is more concerning to me is that Anthony Davis has become a much inefficient 3-point shooter and isn't spacing the floor like he once did in 2020. Now, let's use context. In 2020, the Lakers had multiple 3-point shooters and had one primary ball handler in LeBron. Now, the team has Russell Westbrook, who is most effective as an on-ball player, and AD has had to adapt by being more effective at the rim. We also can't forget that AD has also missed a lot of time due to injury, and this may be a main reason why he hasn't been a consistent force on offense for the Lakers. I'll say it again, the Lakers don't need AD to be good, they need him to be elite. There is no way the Lakers can have a subpar AD on offense who cannot punish the defense from deep and be efficient. This may tie into the Lakers running the offense through him, which would also mean LeBron and Westbrook, if he's still on the team, having to create opportunities for AD to eat. But I also think AD has the ability to create mismatches if he is much more aggressive in attacking the basket on smaller defenders and making bigger players come out of the paint and leaving the paint open for Bron or any other Laker to slash to the basket. On a serious note, Anthony Davis is entering the most important season in his entire career. From winning an NBA championship to now viewed as one of the most overrated players in the NBA, it is now time for Anthony Davis to remind folks that he is still one of the best players we have in the game. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, the big man position in the NBA has honestly taken over. In just 2 seasons, Nikola Jokic is a current 2-time back-to-back MVP award winner. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA and a Finals MVP winner. And Joel Embiid is regarded as a top 5 player in the world. While AD has been out, the rest of his peers have been up and are currently fighting for the crown of the best player in the world. Anthony Davis has shown that he has the ability, talent, and skill set to bolster a team's ceiling and floor like he did with the Pelicans for years and what he did with the Lakers in 2020. It all comes down to Anthony Davis being healthy, and that is a big if. He's only played over 70 games twice in his entire 10-year career, and he's only getting older. So this season has to be one of his best seasons. Not just for him to remind the NBA world, but for the Lakers to make any, and I mean any, impact this season. I think it's possible, because we've seen it before. It all comes down to Anthony Davis if he truly wants to rewrite the narrative that is out on him right now. What do you guys think? What do you expect from Anthony Davis and the Lakers this year? If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more hoops content. Be sure to turn that post notification bell on so you never miss a video. Until next time, stay on beat.